Gas prices at the pump, well, they're a lot higher than they were a year ago. Part of that has to do with the war in Ukraine and the sanctions put on Russia. But the good news is we have a lot of oil and gas that is produced right here in the United States, with the majority of oil being produced here in Texas. Rachel Robinson spoke with Texas Oil and Gas Association President Todd Staples about where we are when it comes to energy production and where we'll be in the future.
That's right, Jonathan. This is a complete 180 of what we saw at the start of the pandemic when oil numbers hit the negatives. Oil and gas production is on the rise, with the heart of that being right here in the Permian Basin. The Lone Star State produces more oil and gas than anywhere else in the country.
Texas is the energy capital of the world. Our state alone is responsible for 43% of the oil production in America, 26% of the natural gas. If Texas were its own country, we'd be the third largest natural gas producing country in the world.
Russia is also a big player in the oil industry. But with sanctions on Russia, countries all over the globe are looking elsewhere for oil.
Russia was providing about 7% of the world's oil and natural gas. And with the European Union continuing to wean themselves off of that because of the actions that they've taken against Ukraine, that production has to come from somewhere.
That somewhere could be from right here in the Permian Basin.
The Permian Basin is really being looked at as where we're going to meet not only domestic needs, but the world's energy supply play a big, big role.
Since the sanctions were placed on Russia, the Biden administration has tried to up oil and gas production at home, with a lot of that taking place here in Texas.
We certainly had good signs lately. A record high number of permits in the Permian Basin has been encouraging. In the last few weeks, we've had about 30 rigs nationally. Over 2/3 of those rigs have been right here in the Lone Star State. So that's a big plus factor of continuing to go the direction that we need to go.
One benefit to increasing oil production, more jobs in the industry.
We've had positive job growth 16 out of the last 18 months. We've seen positive job growth continued in the upstream sector, which was hit pretty significantly during the pandemic.
Even though gas prices have gone up, Texas is doing its part to supply oil and gas for the U.S. and beyond.
The good news is that our nation in North America, our partners have the opportunity to really demonstrate not only energy security, but a higher level of energy independence.
When it comes to expanding the industry, looking for infrastructure opportunities is important, as well as working with experts on best practices and innovation in the industry.